How's it going, guys? Tom here, and we're back for episode number 8 now of Showdown Slam. And you join me on Friday right now. I'm in process of recording 3 videos over the course of today. And what this video is going to be is a make-up sort of thing of Monday's video. So as you know, Monday we didn't get a video out due to work commitments, I think it was. So yeah, today's video is making up for that. So I know it's going to be released on Friday, but do see it as Monday's video. And then over today I will record Wednesday's video, I think it is, and also Friday's video as well, which if you've voted on my Twitter poll, which you should have done by now, you'll see that the most popular vote so far is to do daily uploads over the weekend to help make up for this backlog of videos I do need to upload. So if you haven't voted yet, do go ahead and do so. My Twitter handle is at the bottom of my layout, which is still feeling fairly new, fairly fresh, and give me a follow on there as well if you haven't done so already. So yesterday's video was it was good. I did enjoy working with the new layout and having the team there and everything, but there were a few glitches I noticed just around the audio syncing of my voice with the face cam, and also the GIFs I was using for the Pokemon. They weren't quite up to standard. So we're trying again with a different kind of software. It's the software I've been using for previous videos, and we'll see if we can find some workarounds with that might be able to produce better quality videos for us. So with that all said, what we'll do is we'll go into our first battle here of today, as we have a Groudon Rayquaza team with a Cresselia, Ferrothorn, Greninja, which I hate, and a Gengar. So we could be seeing potential Trick Room things here, which in all honesty I don't mind because we can perform quite well in Trick Room. So what I would like to do is lead with Whimsicott and Kangaskhan again here. I feel like that could be a good lead against this team. Dialga we definitely need for the Ferrothorn, and it also does quite well against the Gengar, and I think to some extent the Greninja as well, and obviously the Rayquaza too. And Kyogre as well can come in handy here against this team. The only thing I am worried about is the Ferrothorn. Cresselia I'm starting to wonder if I even need on this team. I'm not really bringing it to many games, and I feel like maybe a Ferrothorn of my own could do quite well, or some kind of Pokemon with a strong grass type attack, because Kyogre is a trouble with my team anyway. But we'll bring Kyogre to this game and we'll see what happens. So we have Gengar and we have Greninja here. So we'll lead off with Whimsicott, and what I think we can do here is go for a Safeguard to stop any potential Will-O-Wisps from the Gengar, and we can Mega Fake out the Greninja here. So I'm expecting, well, the Gengar doesn't necessarily have to be Mega, but if it does Mega, there's a good chance he hasn't bought Rayquaza, which would be really nice. So yeah, it is Mega, and we do get the Fake out onto the Greninja, which is really nice. Safeguard comes out, brilliant, and actually he just goes for a straight Sludge Bomb into the Whimsicott. So we are trapped in now, and I think what we can do is try and go for a Trick Room. I say try, we might not necessarily get it off. And I think what we want to do here is actually bring in the Dialga. I feel like there might be a double target into the Kangaskhan potentially, and if there is, I feel like Dialga is going to be quite good at resisting either of the moves that these two throw at it. In fact, Kyogre might be a better switch here in case Greninja goes for a nice beam. I mean, what does it tend to have? Ice Beam, Grass Knot, maybe Dark Pulse at a push, or Focus Blast or something. So we'll switch into Kyogre. Oh no, we are trapped, aren't we? Of course we are. So that's unfortunate. So we'll go for the Trick Room here, and we will try and go for the Power Up Punch into the Greninja. So it is a Focus Blast actually. It doesn't actually get the KO, which is really interesting. And it's a Focus Blast from the Gengar, which is important. We do get the Power Up Punch, which is great. And we will send in the Dialga. We don't want to send in the Kyogre just yet. I think what we'd like to try and do is not set up the Trick Room now, because we have a Ferrothorn here. So we will Flamethrower the Ferrothorn, and we can protect the Kangaskhan, I think. And I think the the Gengar might feel quite safe in going for a Focus Blast here into the Kangaskhan. It may want to chip the Dialga as well, but I think the priority here is to protect the Kangaskhan here. Make sure it doesn't go down this turn at least, because if it goes down next turn and we are able to take out the Ferrothorn, then we can send in the Kyogre, and it's against a Gengar and a Groudon, and I do fancy my chances with that. And we can protect the Kyogre as well, and go for a Trick Room potentially. So let's see what my opponent wants to do here. There is a chance he could predict a Flamethrower, which I think would be quite a far-reaching prediction, but he might be wanting to play it safe, I don't know, and go for a Protect on the Ferrothorn or switch out. But we'll see what happens here. It's taking a bit of time choosing their moves, but I think that's okay. I feel like if we had got the Trick Room off, we would be in a slightly better position than what we are now. But the the Ferrothorn would just be a threat in itself. So actually, the Gengar protects, and we get the Flamethrower off into the Ferrothorn, which is fantastic. So that's a good turn for us. I think what we will do here is we will go for a Trick Room. I'm in a mind to switch out the Kangaskhan for the Kyogre, just because I can then preserve Fake Out for the next turns, and we can do things. Yeah. So let's try that. It might be a bit of, oh yeah, I keep forgetting we're trapped. So sorry about that, guys. Obviously not thinking things through at the moment. Let's try and go for a Trick Room here. And I guess the best we can do is we could go for a double protect, which I am in two minds to do. If the Gengar attacks the Kangaskhan, then yeah, we're just, we go down if we go for an attack, and if we get the protect off, then that's really nice. So let's try to go for the protect here. We do get the protect, so the Sludge Bomb doesn't get the KO, which is great, and it's actually Eruption, so it's Special Groudon, which is even better news for us. And what we can do here is go for a Trick Room, and we can, what can we do? We can Dragon Pulse the Gengar. I think the Gengar is the biggest threat right now, and we can return the Groudon. So let's go for that. Gengar protects, that's fine. We are slower than the Groudon, so we are faster in Trick Room, and the Eruption does nothing. Perfect. So that was a really good turn for us, and we were able to get the Trick Room at just the right time. So we can do the same play again here, really. Yeah, so Dragon Pulse doesn't really do a lot. So I actually looked at this Dialga stats again after yesterday's videos, and I noticed that it actually has no investment into special attack, which is quite far removed from, I think, the Dialga I had before, which was max special attack, if I remember correctly. So here we can go for a Water Spout and Dragon Pulse, and we should get the KO here. As we do, perfect. And also with the video I had yesterday with sorry, let me try and get my words out here. With the Aegislash gyroballing into the Kyurem, I actually noticed today that the Aegislash doesn't have any beneficial natures. So if it had the nature I wanted, which was max attack, then we would have got the KO onto the Kyurem, which is a little bit frustrating, but something that I've been able to learn from, which is always good. So we have quite an interesting team here of double Genies, Mewtwo and Groudon Gengar and Ferrothorn. So I think Trick Room's a great option here. We have to bear in mind that there could be a Thunderous lead here, so we'll need to make sure we try and fake that out. So let's go for a Whimsicott Kangaskhan lead again. Obviously we have to bear in mind Intimidate as well here. And what else can we go for? Do we need Whimsicott as much here? I feel like Cresselia might be the slightly more better option for us. So yeah, let's go for the Whimsicott in case there are things in here that want, Thunderous is going to want to paralyze things, Gengar might want to burn things as well. And we'll lead with Kangaskhan. We'll have Kyogre in the back, and I feel Dialga is a good shout against some of this team as well. It's a bit of a funny matchup. I'm not sure about this team. There's just a lot of random Pokemon that you don't see together, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I have Gengar and Ferrothorn, that's fine. So rather than, do I want to fake out here? I'm quite tempted to fake out. What I want to do first is safeguard here. So we'll go for a safeguard. I don't think we need to Trick Room just yet. And what we will do is we will non-mega fake. Actually, do we even need to fake out the Ferrothorn, really? It would be great to stop it from attacking for a turn, which is always nice. So yeah, we will non-mega fake out the Ferrothorn. Yeah. If it wants to protect, that's fine. But it doesn't, so that's fine as well. Safeguard, Sludge Bomb. Okay, so what we can do here is actually we can either Endeavour or we can go for the Trick Room here. So let's go for an Endeavour onto the Ferrothorn, and we can Mega Power Up Punch into it. And that way we get a +1, and I almost feel like I need to Trick Room here actually. So let's go for a Trick Room, and we will Mega, and we will protect the Kangaskhan, with the idea that the Whimsicott might go down this turn. Mind you, I don't feel we are going to get a Trick Room off, so maybe the hard damage is better here. Just getting the KO onto this Ferrothorn, and we can Mega Power Up Punch into it. So actually Gengar just goes for the attack anyway. So yeah, we definitely would have got the Trick Room off there, so there was no need to protect really. So Ferrothorn goes for the Leech Seed. Okay. This is a bit of an issue for us now, but what we can do is send out the Dialga, and we can protect Kangaskhan and go for the Trick Room. No, we'll go for the Trick Room, and we'll go for a Protect with the Kangaskhan. I think that could work, because Gengar I think is quite tempted to Sludge Bomb the Kangaskhan here. And if we go for a Trick Room, then his Ferrothorn might want to protect here. So let's go for a Trick Room. Yep, so Ferrothorn does protect, so that's perfect. Sludge Bomb, great. So this has been a really nice turn for us. So we have the Trick Room up. Let's just see how much Power Up Punch did. So it did about... Okay, so a lowest of rolls would have been about 28%. So a good roll won't do anything to this. So let's go for the Flamethrower onto the Ferrothorn. Let's try and go for a double protect again. I don't think we will get it, but I think it's worth a try. We don't get it, which is unfortunate. Gyro Ball actually doesn't do anything, so we lose the Leech Seed, but it does double into the Kangaskhan. So that tells me this Gengar can't really do anything against us. So Groudon comes out. We should get this rain off first, which means we'll be playing in the Groudon Sun, as we are, which is unfortunate. So yeah, let's try and prioritise getting rid of this Groudon then. So let's Dragon Pulse it, and we will Ice Beam it as well. Okay, so that doesn't really do anything. Neither does that really. So that's really unfortunate. Misses the actually, so Precipice Blades gets a double miss, which is really nice. And what we can do here is we can I feel like we could Flamethrower here. I think Flamethrower will get just a bit more damage onto the Gengar. And I feel like the Groudon might want to protect here. So let's go for a Protect onto the Kyogre. Groudon does protect, so that's great. And we get the Flamethrower off into the Gengar, and we get the burn. Wow, okay, so we are doing very nicely there. So let's go for the Flamethrower onto the Gengar again, and the Ice Beam into the Groudon. So I'm maybe thinking about that a bit too fast. The Gengar could protect here. We haven't seen Protect from the Gengar yet, but it could be tempted to do so. So yeah, my opponent here just, I think, laughing at the double miss there. So Mewtwo comes out, Flamethrower. Actually doesn't pick up the KO this turn, so doing significantly less than I thought it would, which is unfortunate. and we get the Sludge Bomb poison, which, you know, is fair enough really. Sludge Bomb does have a high chance to poison. So here I think what we can do is try and go for the Trick Room again, and we'll protect the Kyogre. I think that's really our main play. I can see a double target into the Dialga, with Groudon going for a Precipice Blade and Mewtwo going for an attack. So really I think what we might need to hope for is another Precipice Blade miss. That obviously did really help us out in the turn 2 turns ago. So yeah, Ferrothorn proving to be an issue here. So actually my opponent has left, which, you know, we take those, and they have a minute to reconnect. So what I'm going to do here is just skip the video until the timer runs down. If the player comes back, we'll resume the battle. If he doesn't, then, you know, we'll take the win and we'll move on to our third game. So yeah, join me in a minute or so, guys, and we'll be back with whatever happens next. Okay, so we take the win, and it's a shame that we've had to win like this, because it would have been nice to see what these last 2 Pokemon had under their belts to try and take me down. I do feel we're in a pretty poor position, so I don't know if this was a rage quit, maybe over the double Precipice Blades miss, or they just genuinely didn't have anything to beat the team. So actually we're in the sort of mid 1200s now. If we can get a third win under our belts, that'd be absolutely fantastic. So let's see what our third match brings us here, as it's an interesting team. So we have Rayogakor with Metagross, Weavile, Arcanine and Hippopotas. Hippopotas is the first form. So how do we want to go about this? I can see a Weavile lead being quite strong here. If it wants to go for a fake out, I think that's fine, because we can lead Whimsicott and go for an Encore. In terms of what else I want to bring alongside it, Dialga looks, you know, pretty decent here, I've got to say. So what we can do is, I think Kyogre is also a nice lead here. It might just do things, perhaps. I think we need Kyogre here for sure. It just covers so much of that team. So let's breed Whimsicott, Kangaskhan again. We'll have Kyogre in the back, and I think Dialga again. We'll stick with this core. It's working out, you know, reasonably well for us. So it's a Weavile lead and a Metagross lead as well. So we'll go for the Trick Room here. If we don't get it, then we don't get it, because obviously the Weavile can fake us out. It may also go for a low kick here, which if it does, that's very unfortunate, but that means we should get a free Trick Room off, and then Kyogre can just come in. So it does fake out the Whimsicott, which is fine. So I think what we can do here is go for an Encore into the Weavile, and we can Power Up Punch the Weavile too. Do I want to go for that? Yeah, let's go for that. That stops it doing any low kick things against us. I feel like this Metagross could go for some kind of Steel type move, and if it does, how do I want to protect against that? Because it is probably going to get the KO. So I think maybe bringing in Dialga here might be the better option. And if we do want to bring in Dialga, that means we don't get the Encore off onto Weavile, and it could get the KO onto us next turn. Let's see. Let's try and give it a go. We are max HP Kangaskhan, so hopefully we will survive a low kick of some sort. Oh, it's a knockoff actually, and it's a home clause from the Metagross, so we could have been free to go for a Trick Room there actually. Which, yeah, it would have been nice to do, but at least the Weavile only goes for a knockoff there and nothing else. And what we learn here as well is that the Metagross is faster than most of our team too. What speed can it go up to? 134, okay, interesting. So how do we want to play this now? So we get the Arcanine obviously has Intimidate. Let's go for a Trick Room, and we'll go for a Protect as well. So I think, you know, Metagross might be inclined to target the Kangaskhan. Arcanine could be tempted to go for a Will-O-Wisp here as well. I'm not sure what moves Metagross would use besides maybe a Zen Headbutt and a Iron Head. So it's actually Will-O-Wisp into the Dialga, and it's Meteor Mash, so yeah, fair enough. So we do get the move off there. So let's go for a flamethrower into the Metagross, and we will also power up punch the Metagross, and that should counteract any Will-O-Wisps from the Arcanine here. So it's actually extreme speed, which is even better. So flamethrower comes out, Meteor Mash. So what? So okay, so that's really interesting. So the Metagross previously outsped the Groudon in Trick Room, and then it undersped us here. So when Trick Room wasn't up, Metagross was faster than Kangaskhan, and then it's faster again in Trick Room. So I feel like we've been somewhat screwed over there, as it seems like it was a speed tie, which is really interesting. You know, very slow Metagross there. But we are free to go for a Water Spout with our own Kyogre, and we should pick up the KO here. I think what we need to do is predict a switch from either one of these into my opponent's own Kyogre. What we could do here is go for a Dragon Pulse into the Arcanine, just in case it's sashed, you never know. And we will Water Pulse here, Water Spout even here. So that's really unfortunate actually, the Metagross going before the Kangaskhan on both times. More importantly, the time under Trick Room, because you would think we were slower under Trick Room. So I would have banked us to get the KO there, especially as Arcanine went for the extreme speed and not a Will-O-Wisp potentially. So Arcanine goes for a Protect. It's actually Bullet Punch from the Metagross. So yeah, Dragon Pulse doesn't do anything to the Arcanine, but Water Spout should get the KO here, as it does, which is great. So we should see our opponent's final Pokemon here. I'm expecting it to be a Kyogre, as it is, so that's fine. So what we can do here is Dragon Pulse the Kyogre, and we can Water Spout and hit both. And hopefully we get a KO onto the Arcanine. I would expect so. The best Arcanine can do is really extreme speed, which, you know, did a fair chunk to Kangaskhan. Hopefully it won't do as much, you know, enough to make Arcanine survive another turn. So yeah, it doesn't do too much. Water Spout comes out, KOs the Arcanine, does good damage to the Kyogre, and Thunder from the Kyogre. And we get a Paralysis as well, so that's really unfortunate. So that means when we do... so let's... how do we want to play this now? Because our Kyogre will outspeed their Kyogre under Trick Room. We can't Trick Room this turn because that will just reset it. Kyogre can go for a Protect here, and just in case it doesn't go for a Protect, let's Dragon Pulse it, and we will Thunder the Kyogre, and then we can protect our own Kyogre next turn and go for the Trick Room. So yeah, that happens. And I would expect us to survive any attack that this Kyogre throws at us, because this Dialga is, I believe, max special defense. So, and it has a lot of HP as well. So it might not survive the whole turn, including the burn damage, but I am expecting it to survive an Ice Beam potentially. So Kyogre just goes for the Thunder, we get the Trick Room off, and we can Dragon Pulse and Thunder here as well, and that should pick up the KO here. As it does. Perfect. So that's actually 3 wins from 3 games. The second one was a little bit tricky, a bit more trickier than I would have liked, especially, you know, we're still kind of relatively low ladder. I think anything above the 1400s is, you know, that's my first target, getting over the 1400s, which we're starting to make some progress now. Let's just take a look at our win-loss ratio. It is worth bearing in mind that I've had a few forced losses due to disconnects while I've been here at my girlfriend. So we have 18 wins and 10 losses. So we're roughly averaging 2 wins and 1 loss. So hopefully we can get some more wins. I'm starting to use my phone's Wi-Fi, using a hotspot with that, because that tends to be more reliable than the Wi-Fi here. So once again, thanks a lot guys for watching this, and as always, any feedback you can provide on the video, my style of play, any teams you'd like me to use, or particular cores, that would be great. And yeah, any other kind of feedback that you want to provide as well would be greatly appreciated. And I hope to see you again tomorrow, which will be Saturday for Thursday's video, or Wednesday's video I mean. and then Sunday for what would be Friday's video as well. So keep your eyes peeled for those. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.